Yes, it looks great, but we have a big problem. You guys might remember the old media console that we made a couple of years ago. It was black for a different house. Today we're going to make this one that perfectly matches the side tables that we made a couple of weeks ago. Alright, so I got my plans for this project right here, and this is going to be made out of a mix of poplar, 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch plywood, and a solid ash top. For that poplar, I got a piece right here. I actually got 2 pieces right here that are 12 foot long, but not thick enough. So we're actually gonna run over to the bandsaw. We're gonna rip one of them in half and laminate them together. Once the lamination is done, we can use the jointer and planer to get them down to that 1 inch that we really want, and the rest of that material we can plane down to the 3/4 and 1/2 inch that we need. Alright, over at the bandsaw now, going to do that resawing. I was going to change the blade away from this 1/4 inch skip tooth wood slicer, but it is such a pain in the neck to change the blade on these bandsaws, and really I only need about 1/8 of an inch of this board times 2 so I can make the 4 legs. And I have a flat side on both sides of this board, so if I get a kind of wavy cut in the middle, it's okay because we have those flat sides to reference off of. So I'm going to save the time and not change this blade. Slow and consistent is the key. So I got my boards in the board structure right there. Those are going to be the 1 inch boards. And then over here I got a pile that's going to be 3/4 and a pile right here that is going to be the 1/2 inch boards that I need. Now these are pretty flat on both sides already. They've been through a planer when I picked them up at the mill. So I'm going to skip the jointer at first, go right to the planer and get these down to the dimensions that I need. And then when I got those parallel sides, we'll go over to the jointer and clean up the one edge so we could run that up against our table saw fence when it comes time to rip these down to dimension. Hey, he speaks. I wanted to tell you guys about today's sponsor for this video, which is Craig Tool. A link to their website is in the description below. You have seen me use a bunch of their tools so far in this video, specifically the Craig Foreman. And you guys have known that I've wanted a track saw for a long time, specifically to do crosscuts like this, which are too dangerous on the table saw. Usually, I would use a circular saw for this and I would get tear out in terrible amounts of dust, but with the new track saw, no dust and very little tear out. While supplies last, Craig is offering a free track guide and connector kit if you purchase this saw and a track guide. Again, link to them in the description below, and thanks Craig for supporting the channel.
Here. That's right.
Fill in these holes so you'll never see them once they're painted. So this is our door right here. It is a faux shaker, kind of like what I did on the side tables a couple of weeks ago, where I used 1/4-inch plywood laminated with my cope and stick on the top to be an easier way than doing tongue and groove to do an actual cope and stick door. Seems to have worked out pretty well so far. Now the other side tables have a drawer on the top here, and I want to make it look the same. The other ones are open on the bottom. So I want to put a handle right here to make it look like there's a drawer, but this thing is actually going to open like an entire door, so we need a legit handle down here somewhere. And to make it look like two separate pieces, we're going to take a 90-degree bit down the middle right here to make this look like two pieces right here. Let's give it a try and see how it looks. Not too bad. All right, so I got the door on here and it looks great, doesn't it? Yes, it looks great, but we have a big problem. Even though I thought that I got hinges that swung the door out of the way, I was wrong. It just swung it open a certain amount. And right now, there is no way that this drawer is going to open because it hits the door right here. So my solution is I'm gonna bust off one side of both of these drawers and shorten the width of this by 3/4 of an inch. We'll glue the side back on. We shouldn't have to do anything else there. And then on the side of the door, we are going to put a 3/4 inch standoff, and this is what the drawer side is going to attach to. Once we get that glued in place, we'll slap some paint on there, and at that point, the doors will open as expected. And I have confirmed that even with losing the 3/4 of an inch on this shelf, it's still going to be bigger than what we currently have, so we should be good to go. It's always about how you can fix the problems. Well, that is a wrap right there. This turned out spectacular. A couple problems that we had, but we overcame them with a little bit of ingenuity. This matches the other side tables perfectly and looks awesome in the room. Really opened this space up because the older cabinet was a little bit taller and very dark in this corner. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hammer that thumbs up button. Helps us out a ton and gets this video in front of more eyes. I'm DIY Tyler, and you guys have a good one.